Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Bo. Today's video is about mono black commanders, my top 3, and what makes them cool. First, Indrixar, Master Breeder. First thing that drew me to this guy is his name and his art. I mean, what's not to love about that? He's breeding tiny little weird creatures, and his ability really reflects that. You know, you're creating all these little thralls, and the art is really dark and evil and kind of weird. And I love that. The new art, in my opinion, is so clean. It's like he's a scientist instead of like a weird wizard in a cave brewing weird little creatures in a cauldron. It's like way worse than the original art. Sorry, wizards. My second favorite mono black commander is Demon Lord Belzenlok. Now, what drew me to him, first of all, he's awesome. I mean, his name, Demon Lord Belzenlok, super cool. Second, his art is, I would say, pretty good. I wish you could like see his face a little more, but overall, I like his art, unlike the new Indrixar. But his ability, you know, when the first time I read it, I was like, damn, that's really cool. You basically put cards into your hand until you get a CMC 3 or below card, and then you lose life for the amount of cards that you drew. And so it's this really interesting deck building challenge, and every time you cast him, you could potentially lose tons of life, you know, depending on how you built the deck. The last one is Limdul the Necromancer. This guy is 7 mana, he's only a 4/4, he's overall kind of a terrible commander card, but once again, love the name, Limdul the Necromancer. One of the main fantasies of Black is being able to use necromantic magic to raise the dead, and so this guy is kind of like that in a capsulated. He's just the essence of Black reanimation distilled. You could argue that Chainer Dementia Master is better, and I think he is. I think he's a much more powerful commander, because he's just like 3 mana, reanimate anything at instant speed is just super good. But it's almost too good. I don't like playing it because it's so powerful, but it's also not as cool. It's like, what is this guy? Chainer Dementia Master. The aesthetic is not as clear as it is like it is with Limdul. You're playing this necromancer, and he's got this whole backstory about he was, I forget exactly, but he was misled and was used as a pawn, and he raised zombie armies, and he nearly, you know, destroyed the world, and then he got trapped in a ring or something. He's kind of like a combination between Hitler and Sauron or something. Not as powerful as either one, but. So then, now what is playing with these commanders actually like? Indrixar, I think most people who are familiar with him know that he's incredibly powerful. The ability to, I mean, he just tacks on, oh, did you cast a 4 CMC creature? Oh, well, you get 5 bodies. It's incredibly powerful. I mean, he can just go crazy when you have a Phyrexian Altar or Ashnod's Altar on the board. Everybody knows that deck is super powerful, but it's a lot of fun to play. I built that deck a long time ago, back before I kind of knew about ramp, and so I think if I built it again, it would be stronger. I never built one of the super combo crazy versions, but it's a lot of fun to play. Demon Lord Belzenlok is one that I built recently that I've played a lot of, and he is a lot of fun to play. 90% of the cards in my version of Belzenlok are 4 CMC or above, so you get a little bit of a slow start. But once you cast Belzenlok, you basically refill your hand, and then any way you can recast him, reanimate him, you know, blink him, you're just putting tons of cards in your hand. You don't draw lands, so everything in your hand is gas. The main problem with that deck is just having enough mana to spend all these big cards in your hand. But overall, it's very powerful. It's a lot of fun. Definitely one I recommend people checking out. And then finally, I think Limdul the Necromancer, he's my favorite kind of aesthetically. I just love this kind of Sauron Dark Lord fantasy that he captures. Unfortunately, he's definitely the weakest of the commanders. of these three, mainly just for his mana cost. It takes so long to get him out there. If you play him as early as you can, like, you know, turn 5, turn 6, maybe turn 7, depending on how much ramp you have, you then have to go all the way around the table before you have mana open to activate his ability. So you can cast, you tap out all your mana, you cast him, and then you're just totally shields down, praying that nobody casts a board wipe or whatever. And you know, by the time you cast him, you're casting him, it's mid to late game, so that's when board wipes are happening. So I've built that deck twice, and I still have not done it correctly or found a way to build it that is successful. My experience of playing that deck so far is just praying and crossing my fingers the whole time. Just, oh God, please don't remove my commander. Please don't remove him. Because it's just such a pain to bring him back. I think that I'd like to try building him one more time, because I think if you can put enough ramp, the key is the ramp. You just need to have tons of mana to cast him and be able to activate his ability, like, whenever. And then you have to balance that with, are you going to fill the deck with kill spells? Are you going to force combats? You know, how are you going to get creatures to die? Are you just going to let creatures die organically? You're not going to force it at all? Some interesting decisions there. Anyways, those are my top 3 mono black commanders. I haven't played every mono black commander. I've only built decks for, you know, probably 6 or 7. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.